Hey folks, Rob here, and picked up something else new for the channel today. Now I keep telling you guys, I have a plastic pistol burnout, but if you don't buy some plastic pistols, you ain't gonna buy much this day and time. You know, the metal offerings just ain't as abundant. So anyway, I caught this on a good deal, so I had to pick this up just because it's a good deal. So what we have here is the SAR USA, Sarzamaz USA. This is the SAR 9 compact in stainless. So I got this at a good deal, a High Point range deal. So we're going to put her down here on the table. We're going to take a look at it, and today is my only day off for the next few days, but it's been raining today, and so, but we will get this out and shoot it very soon because I have been in YouTube jail. So I got, by the time you've seen this video, there'll be several uploaded that won't mention this because they're in queue, they're already produced, they're just waiting for me to get out of YouTube jail. So I got 2 strikes against me for, I don't know. Anyway, when I get out of YouTube jail, got some lined up, and we still got guns to shoot from our series, guns I haven't shot yet, and this one will have to go in the pile too. So anyway, guys, let's get her down here on the table and take a look at her, see what this SAR 9 looks like. Okay, here we are down on the table. Let's take a look at this SAR USA, Sarzamaz SAR 9C, and see what all we get. I have taken this out of the package and looked at it because, you know, they had to tape the box shut and everything else. So got us our safety lock, comes in there. We got a nice SAR USA, looks like reflective sticker. Some substance abuse, Warrior's Heart. This is for veterans who suffer from substance abuse due to their service. SAR USA, a thank you card from SAR USA, and then our owner's manual, and that's pretty much it. So over here we got a cleaning mop, we got a brush, we got our chamber flag, and we have an Allen wrench. And for the life of me, I could not figure out what the Allen wrench was for. And then you also have this tool that's a disassembly tool that is used to replace your back straps, and that's a nice little tool right there. You get 2 magazines, one with a regular base plate and one with the extended. Now this one is a plastic base plate, but the one on this magazine is a metal base plate, and that is a chunky base plate. When you hit that eject button, that thing just shoots out of there. That's a solid piece of steel right there. So that is hefty. So we'll lay our magazines aside. We'll check for clear. This gun, like I said, I just got it, so it's never been fired. It is clear, nothing in it, and so pretty good looking gun. In the box you also have it's got an optic mount. So it also comes with a mounting plate for an optic. So I guess that would, yeah. So you can mount an optic on this gun. It didn't say it was optic ready, but there's the plate. You also have 2 other back straps and 2 other sets of side panels. So these are interchangeable as well as the back strap. So yeah, so red dot ready. It is not cut for a red dot, but the slide is not milled out, but it just mounts straight to the top. So let's take our little sticker off here and set this box aside, and we'll take a better look at the gun itself. Now, SAR claims that these guns were tested with like millions of rounds, so they're supposed to be tested extremely well. I'm going to throw that magazine back in there. We'll keep that one out. Let's get rid of all this stuff. So we'll mount a red dot on that at some point and try that out as well. Now, I think it's RMSC in the footprint, I'm pretty sure. So anyway, there is the gun itself. It has a highly, highly, highly polished barrel. Matte stainless. You got nice cocking serrations up here at the front. Good deep serrations here at the back. You know, they're easy. The stippling on this is, it's not overly aggressive, but it's not aggressive by any means, but I don't feel like it would cause much slippage. You do have some finger grooves and nice undercut here. You have your red trigger safety here, a one slot rail for lights and accessories. You got a nice oversized, looks like slide stop, slide release. Let's try it out here. Let's see if it does function as both. So we know it. So it does act as a slide stop, slide release. So anyway, now when I first took this gun out of the box, and it had a trigger lock on it, one of them little plastic types you screw in there. And the first time or two, I could not get the trigger to reset. I mean, it had a dead trigger, and I could not get the slide would not come off, because I don't know if the striker was cocked or what the deal was, but I had a little bit of a time getting that trigger to release and to where I could get the slide off. But and YouTube, I am in no means modifying this gun. I'm not doing anything to it. I'm going to show the disassembly, and we're going to clean this gun. This is a brand new gun. It should be cleaned, because that's for safety. Because as dry as this gun is right now, and as this gun will potentially fail to shoot and jam and have issues in feeding, and anytime you have to manipulate a gun, a safe gun is a gun that you shoot it, and you don't have to worry about pulling the slide back and getting jammed rounds out. So anyway, don't throw me in YouTube jail again. So anyway, we are going to, so always make sure your firearm is unloaded, pointed in a safe direction. Guys, safety is the first and foremost thing. And knowing how to properly handle your firearm and do it in a safe manner. So we're going to, we've checked for clear, point it in a safe direction, and release the sear. Pull back just slightly, push down on these two tabs. You can see there, this big wide tab that runs all the way underneath, and remove your, guys, this thing is, I don't know what this is on it, but it's like a copper grease, but it's like sticky, and this gun it doesn't feel smooth at all. This stuff is kind of dried up, and I mean, you can see they put it in there, and it probably helps keep it. I don't know what it does. It's a copper lubricant, but it's caked up. It's not, and I think that's why the trigger had a dead trigger. Is I don't think anything in there is moving just quite the way it should be. You can see that all over the rails, up in here, and it's gummy. So we're going to remove that, but to remove your guide rod, and this is a dual captive guide rod, and it is chunky, all steel. There ain't no plastic in this. And then in here, I think is one of the most highly polished barrels I have ever seen on a new gun. That thing has a mirror finish on it. I mean, that is polished just touching it gets fingerprints on it. It is highly, highly polished. And the feed ramp is polished like a mirror. The bore is even, look at the crown on that thing. It's polished to beat crazy. And inside your frame here, you really, really, really clean work in there. Really nice, clean machining. So we've got some cleaning implements out here so we can get this thing cleaned up so that it functions properly when we do go to use it. We don't want to have any problems with malfunctions or anything along that line. I am just going to run a patch through the bore. I'm not going to scrub it out because it's obviously mirror polish, but I am going to run just a patch to it. But anyway, I got us some hoppies out here. Our old jar of hoppies. Been using hoppies my entire life. And but we're going to get some of this old copper grease. I don't know. I know Glocks come with copper grease, and I don't know if it's, it's there from the factory, but I don't think it's meant to be left in there. If you know anything about that, chime in there and let me know, because, I don't know what the purpose of the copper grease is, other than maybe to keep it while they're being shipped. Of course, I know, most Glocks and them are made in America now, so it's not like they have to ride over from Austria on a container ship. But we're just going to get some of that off there. I'm not going to go super crazy on this. We're just getting some of that old copper grease off, getting up in our rails there. We're cleaning up the remnants of what came from the factory. Guys, I know I talk too much. That's a big issue I struggle with, is talking and all my videos are too long because of it. But I apologize for that, for wasting your all's time. Sometimes I feel like most people just want to get to the point of it and don't want to hear an old man ramble. But look at the polish on that. That thing is highly, I could see myself in that. That is the most highly polished barrel I believe I've ever seen on a gun straight from the factory. All right, let's get our frame up here. Now, I did tell you that, the first couple pulls I had seemed like what was a dead trigger on this thing. But once I got it to go, I'm going to tell you right now, before I'm going to give you a spoiler while we're doing this. This thing has an amazing trigger, and we're going to check it here in a minute. I'm going to tell you right now, this thing has it's Glock-like-ish, but in ways, but then in other ways, this has a nice trigger. This has a trigger out there comparable to your any Canik or any of those I've ever pulled the trigger on. So got some of that grease off of this chassis. We're just going to give it a wipe down here. Get some of that off. Got some Q-tips here. We'll get up in here and get some of this stuff out of there. But this thing has to me, it feels pretty amazing. We ain't put on no gauge yet to see what it is actually, but I'm going to bet that this is probably in the 3-pound range for a trigger. Now, that's just my initial guess right here, right now. So we're going to give that a try here in a minute. We're going to see just exactly. So we've got some of that off. Enough to, and then we're going to take our old faithful 3-in-1 on. We'll put some here on these rails, on here, on our block here a little bit. You don't have to go crazy with the oil. Just enough to give it a little lubrication. And when I say a drop, I'm not really doing drops per se, just kind of letting it ooze out of there. So put us a drop inside here. drop in our rail. So I like to put it up there and just let it meander down the slide rail. Just a little bit, just let it flow down. You can see it actually flowing down the channel there. So reinstall our barrel, I should say. Install our recoil spring, our guide rod and recoil spring assembly. Make sure you are seated there. We'll put me a drop oil right here. And that's about it. I really don't want to put none in my striker assembly because we don't want to gunk things up. But then we're going to run her back together here. And that is already so much better. Guys, that gun is tight. That gun is tight on that. There's no shaking, no rattling. There's nothing. That gun is well fitted to that frame. So what I got here is our trigger pull gauge. Let's take a couple. Let's see what this thing pulls because I think it's pretty nice. So, and this is a chassis gun because you can see here through the frame. Your serial number part is here. It's got a metal insert all the way up even to here. So this is a chassis gun. This is not a, this has a full chassis. Let's get a weight on it. Of course, now this is an unloaded weight because I have no ammunition out here. And this is with the big heavy base plate magazine. So, but we'll see what it weighs here. And of course, you're going to have 16 rounds of ammunition to go with this, 15 in one. So we got 29.28 ounces. So 29.2 ounces plus the weight of your ammunition. So 29.2. So almost a 30-ounce gun. And yet about the same size as the Glock. But a lot of it's right here and the chassis. So your difference is made up. I already put that away, but we could have done it with the lighter magazine without the heavy base plate. But it's going to be somewhere in the vicinity of that. So what we're going to do, we're going to remove our magazine. And the gun is ready to go. So we're going to take about a five pull average. Get us on our trigger here. Make sure that I am pushing in my trigger shoe. I didn't push ready. So it's clear. All right. That wasn't right. I ain't getting that trigger shoe pulled in good. I felt it catch. This is rounded and that's pretty wide, so I'm not getting that shoe in. Anyway, I don't know what I'm doing wrong here. Hold on. It's clear. Ready? I don't think I'm getting this trigger shoe in and it's catching. So we're back at the wall. So most of that weight is coming before you get to the wall. Let me do this. This will probably be a better idea of what it is. So you take up your slack, and you get back here to the wall. Let's get us back there. So that is, see, I ain't getting that trigger shoe all the way in with this. See, now we're 3 pounds, 4 pounds. I ain't doing that right. Let's do this a different way. If you can't go that way, we'll go old school. We'll get out the wheeler. that the shape of that trigger is giving me problems with that particular gauge, with that being cupped like that. So let's get out the old trusty Wheeler gauge here. Macy's Target falling over. So let's try this again. So this has got a flat, so that ought to depress our trigger or our shoe better. Well, it's saying almost 5 pounds, but I swear, guys, that does not feel like a 5-pound trigger. Ain't no way. Of course, that's what the gauge is saying, but feel-wise, I would have swore 3 pounds would have been. Yeah, a little over 5 pounds. Guys, that does not feel like 5 pounds. I can tell you right now, you get your trigger, you got that little bit right there, you get that, you got just a little bit of take up, you get to that wall right there, and when you get to there, it's like, it just breaks. And then the reset is like right there, and then that take up, that little take up again. And guys, that's a solid right there. So let's do this like this. I'm gonna just for, there's our reset. Let's see what it is from the reset. It still says it's over 5 pounds. Guys, if that's 5 pounds, that's the smoothest, best feeling 5-pound trigger I ever felt. I'm glad it is 5 pounds, because honestly, I thought that's too light. Guys, when that goes, that is an amazing trigger. I still can't believe that that's 5 pounds. But that's what it's saying. 5 pounds. Because most of your weight's right there. Once you get to here, it's just like nothing. So all the weight you're taking up is this pre-travel before you get to the wall. So that, I mean, you can stage it up to there, and then, man, it just goes. This has an amazing trigger. So anyway, guys, there is the first look at our SAR 9C stainless compact 15 round. Here, let's see. I want to try something. So here is a PMAG for another popular gun. Doesn't fit. So there is a difference in the magazines. Probably the fact that this is metal and thinner than this thick polymer. So, doesn't work. But anyway, guys, the SAR 9C. Can't wait till we get to shoot this thing. So, anyway, guys, until we do, and the next video, we'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching.